Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel and blog. I'm Jenny Hall. Thanks for joining me for another card making tutorial. Today I would like to share an idea on using your pattern paper for die cuts. I have made a couple of die cuts off camera to save process time on the video. I have a piece of Sahara Sand cardstock and a piece of Falling in Love Designer Series paper with a panel of vellum. For the die cut, I used an additional piece of Falling in Love Designer Series paper to cut out a rose from Rose Garden Thinlits dies. For the sentiment, I'm using Sahara Sand ink and stamping onto a piece of very vanilla cardstock. The sentiment is from All Things Thanks, and I have masked off part of the stamp so that I only need to see Happily Ever After. That is one easy way to get a little bit more mileage out of the sentiment stamps in my collection. The panel of vellum is attached with some snail adhesive to the Designer Series paper in one single strip. I'm not worried about the vellum coming away because it's going to also be held down by this strip of vanilla cardstock. I'm using my Stampin' Trimmer to make a couple of score lines so that I can fold this over in just the right places and attach the cardstock to the back of the card. I'm then going to attach my rose die cut to this strip and kind of have everything center around as a focal point. As you can see, this is a really pretty piece of Designer Series paper, and the back of this would have also made a really nice large die cut. If you look at the colors on this rose, it appears to me that it has been shaded and highlighted, and I like the variance of the natural colors that are coming out when it's used for a die cut. I have some gold glimmer paper that I have used to make I think it's a leaf stem, and to get it to be just the right size that I'm looking for, I just snipped it in one easy little place, and that's going to allow me to take one die cut of glimmer paper and divide it into two different parts. I'm using some glue dots to adhere everything down to the card, and I used my tweezers to fold those glue dots in half. By doing this, I am hiding all of the glue dots and I'm keeping myself away from the liquid glue. I like to use the fine tip glue pen. However, whenever I'm working with vellum, I kind of have a tendency to get a little bit messy with it, and that glue would continue to show up on the card itself. So just to be a little bit more cautious for my own benefit, my clumsy hands want to make sure that I'm using lots of glue dots. I'm trying out a couple of different placement arrangements for these little sprigs of leaves, and I wanted to use gold glimmer paper to echo some of the tones that are in the designer paper. There's two different pieces of Designer Series paper on this card. One is the rose and the other is the background underneath the vellum. For the inside of the card, I have a piece of very vanilla cardstock, and this is another one of the stamps that is from the Rose Wonder stamp set, and I'm using Sahara Sand ink to make a first and a second generation. Thank you for joining me for this card tutorial. I invite you over to my blog at jennystampsup.com, and there you'll find more card making inspiration. I have a little bit of the gold glitter glue, and what I'm going to use this is to kind of continue out a little bit of highlights. The gold glitter glue kind of has a tendency to need to set up for quite a while, so at times I can be reluctant to use the glitter glue just on the basis that my children come and grab things from my craft table, and I can't put the card high enough out of their way before they'll smear the glitter glue. But I think this time I'll find a special spot for this card so that it'll come out more successful. Thank you all for spending the time with me today. I appreciate you watching.
Thanks for watching the video. Have a good day!